refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the best fantasy show in all world, FFC. That's right. That's enough. How y'all doing today? I'm glad to be back. Another week, another faithful coach, all in your grill. Just giving out some wonderful fantasy information, wonderful football information as we gear up here for fantasy season, which is approaching. What is this? This is what is it? Not training camp, but OTAs around this time, beginning of June, going into training camp here in the next couple of weeks. I say by like middle end of June is when training camp starts. What is it? They got little reports out there. Shadir, is he the fourth quarterback on the roster right now? Didn't get any 11 reps. I mean, he's the fourth quarterback on the roster. Deshaun, we still haven't overpaid Deshaun Watson. We've got old man Flacco, and like 3 other quarterbacks. I think Kenny Pickett is there. I think, unless he went somewhere, I think Kenny Pickett's there. So it's a lot going on with that quarterback situation. So don't look for Shadir to take over training camp. It's not going to happen. Again, can he enter into the NFL season? I think so. But right now, it's just too early for anything to go on. Please do not have him on your fantasy radar at all. He's a 5th-round quarterback. I've never known a 5th-round quarterback to be drafted higher than any of the 32 other quarterbacks that are going to start. So, for fantasy purposes, I would obviously steer clear of Shadir. Yeah, you got what's his name? It's Raiders coach. Can't think of his name. The old Seahawks coach. You got him out here at Raiders training camp getting active. He gets active in every camp, so that's nothing new. Will the Raiders surprise us in any fashion this year with Geno Smith? Well, we do have a schedule that we predicted that will hopefully iron out some of that information for us. We've done we've done the AFC North, we've done the AFC South, we have done the AFC East predictions, and now we move on to the AFC West, which is where the Raiders belong. I honestly don't have big moves for them this year. Fourth in the division. They're going to be fourth most likely in the division. This division is a good one. You have 3-4-time defending champion Chiefs. You have Broncos and Chargers with 2 great head coaches. That's very, very important. These organizations are both going to change or are changing because of the fact that they have 2 good quarterbacks. One should have been better than what he is. One is young, and it looks like he's going to be what we expected Justin Herbert to be. Okay, Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix. So that division has its has its elites, right? But then there's the Raiders. Raiders went and got Geno Smith rather than got younger. Raiders barely have any receivers. Raiders do not have a defense. They got a tight end. So I'm not big on them this year to do much of anything. Top 10 draft pick, depending on what their season ends. But I don't really see much coming out of them. Now, as far as the Chiefs, I don't see much change. I see them still being on the top of the division. I don't see maybe the Chargers can catch them, but I still see I have the Chargers. I have the Chiefs still number one in that division. Don't bet against my homeboy. I learned that from Carl. Too many times. And I got burned too many times. Do not bet against Patrick Mahomes unless you're the Chiefs. Unless you're the Eagles. Unless you're the Eagles. But I don't see too much. I don't see too much decline coming from the Chiefs, though they haven't changed too much. Got a couple of draft picks. They're trying to kind of get younger in that aspect, or get players in the aspect of the draft and free agency because they don't have the money. They did pay Patrick Mahomes a lot of it. There again, when you pay your quarterback, your money starts to kind of get a little fickle. But remember, he won. So again, if you win, it's you deserve your paycheck. But remember, when a quarterback gets paid, it hits the salary cap harder than any other position. Okay, so you got to figure out how to allocate funds elsewhere. You got to figure out who can step in at a cheap price and help your team win. They kind of get a good balance at doing that. I mean, they literally walked into the Super Bowl last year with absolutely no offense whatsoever. So, I mean, there's that. And then with the Chiefs, with the Chargers and the Broncos are young. The Chargers are trying to get younger. So, but what's okay with the Chargers doing that is the leadership behind coaching that they have at Harbaugh. He can do it without having his team fall flat on their face. They can make changes. They can go through chemistry issues because they're trying to get people to step up, next man up type thing. And so the Chargers might take another year or two to really iron out where their dynasty lies, like where they are going to be honest with you, back on top in the era of Phillip Rivers, because the Chargers were on top with. Did they win the Super Bowl? No, that might be one of the suckiest things about the Chargers in the Phillip Rivers era, because he was up there with Brady, Breeze, Ben, Peyton, both Mannings. Like, he was up there. His only notch, they all got a ring, and he didn't. He is literally in the class full of elites, and he can't be that because he is the only one that didn't get that part. But outside of that, though, Phillip Rivers was a great quarterback, and that, I feel, with Harbaugh is where the Chargers will seem to get that regime back and being a top team in the AFC. Broncos, young quarterback, great coaching. They're gonna be fine. He's a defensive minded coach as well. A lot of people don't look at that about Sean Payton. Some people may. I could be talking about my ass. I think maybe some people actually do, but for me, Sean Payton is probably one of the most underrated defensive-minded coaches because of what he can do offensively on the ball. You see what I'm saying? Like, he is one of those rare coaches that fits both sides, and one side doesn't take a hit over his other. Now, mind you, he's smart. He places people, like, for instance, he might be the defensive mind, but he has a defensive coordinator. He might be the offensive mind, but he has an offensive coordinator. And what I mean is they're more of assistants. That's okay. What the assistants are doing, they are pushing his agenda. They're actually running what he wants, and they're doing it to what his liking is. There's a difference in coaching when it comes to coordinators. You can be the offensive coordinator, be the leader of the offense, but the head coach leaves you alone. And dangers in that, you fuck up, or sorry, y'all, you mess up. That it's a quick exit. If you're the assistant, it can't be a quick exit because you're just assisting the head coach in his ideas and his plans. See the difference? So there's a way. There's different ways of looking at an offensive coordinator's job on a team, and how a team performs via do they perform better with the head coach and his assistants, Do they perform better with the head coach running the overall club and the assist and the coordinators actually running their own plays and their own plays? Now, the good thing about an offensive coordinator that can do that, if he is successful, guess what he gets next? A head coaching job. An assistant coach that just stays under the thumb of a quarterback or of a head coach, you're going to be more so. That's kind of like where your journey goes. So, in the whole point of saying all that, you will see the difference in both the Chargers and the Broncos from what they previously looked like to what these two coaches can bring to the table and make changes on. Now, Harbaugh is one of those. He is an overall coach, but he is more defensive minded. So he does definitely need an offensive coordinator that can run his offense, which I do think he already has. So that aspect is fine. So you're going to see some positive changes in both Chargers and Broncos this year. But with that being said, I do unfortunately see a substantial decline in the Raiders this year. I just don't think bringing Geno Smith in was a great idea, to be quite honest with you. I think this Raiders team needed something youthful. They needed something new. You got to think, they just moved city, right? Prior to the moving city, what did they have? They had Derek Carr. He only had one successful playoff run with this organization. Other than that, they kept just missing it, right? No diminishing the Carr. A lot of issues. You can say this, you can say that. They didn't have this, they didn't have that. It was a lot of different things. But then you change cities, you move your team, you keep Carr. He comes to the draft with a new haircut, and then he just completely sucks since he's been there, a Las Vegas Raider. Instead of going and showing these fans that you poured all this money into to put this football stadium in the city, you should have went for a young guy. You should have went for Shadir, obviously, but you should have went for a young quarterback. There was no need to bring in Geno Smith, who found his way with Seattle. There's nothing to find. There's nothing to find in Las Vegas. There's nothing to find. You have to rebuild, and you cannot rebuild with Geno. He's not a rebuilding type of quarterback, especially not at this age and time. No, he had his fun. He had his stint. It's not going to work. Same way with, I don't think Sam Darnold's going to work in Seattle. It worked where it was, but in the last 5 games, when the defenses got tough, or the 2 losses that they had when the defenses were tough, they lost, right? That's Sam Darnold. He wasn't good. They had a really good path to his success. Seattle ain't got that. No way in hell Seattle got that. Now, you'll see when we go to the NFC and do those teams. But without further ado, let us get started. First up is, where's my banners? All right, first up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs schedule. Where's my notes? Okay, so in week 1, they're going overseas to the Chargers, and it's going to be an away game, obviously, for division games. If I just think that the season is going to be fair across the board, I just do 3-3. Will they all end up 3-3? No. Somebody is going to take a 2-game, like in the division. Somebody's going to win 2 games. I can't determine that factor because, again, these are division games. They're played differently than outside of the division. So this is a fair way of wins and losses to just iron out what I think the team will have predicting-wise for their schedule. That's all it's for. I don't look at the Browns and look at the Browns and look at the Ravens and say, oh, the Ravens are going to demolish them twice when they play. No. Because I have seen a backup quarterback go against Lamar Jackson, and that Browns defense at home beat up on the Ravens. Why? They're division. They play each other every year, twice a year. They know each other. It is almost like they're playing themselves when it comes to the division game. So out of fairness, 3-3 for the most of the teams, unless the team itself is dog water, I can't do it. You know what I mean? For instance, Carolina Panthers versus Buccaneers. Last year, I had the Bucs 2 wins. You know, this year I may not do that. I may split it down the middle because, as you all can see, it looks like Carolina is finding their leg and trying to get better. That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. Meaning, we can't look at this team as a scrub team anymore, right? We have to give them some lean of respect They fixed a lot. They started off rocky. The Red Rocket tried to come in and save the day. They benched their boy. He came back off that bench and then went balls crazy. Played some football. It wasn't the best. It wasn't pretty. They still have a lot to do. But you can kind of say, I don't think they're just gonna fall over in the division unless a team in the division is just substantially greater. And nobody in that division is substantially greater. So fairness, 3-3 for most of the teams in their division. All right. That gives me a clearer path of the other games who I think are going to win or lose, right? For a recap, before we get into it, we have the Jets at 7-10. We have Miami at 8-9. New England Patriots, I have them at 10-7. We have who is this? Buffalo Bills, I have them at 12-5. They got about as easy as the schedule as the 49ers. So their path to the Super Bowl is handed to them, just like the MVP. Jacksonville Jaguars are 8-9. Indianapolis Colts, I'm still looking, but I can't find them. 3-14. Tennessee Titans, I have them at 7-10 with a rookie quarterback, not bad. Cincinnati Bengals, I got them at 13-4. Yeah, 13-4. Cleveland Browns, 9-8. And let's see, Pittsburgh Steelers, 8-9. And the Baltimore Ravens, I have them at 11-6. All right, so we're about to go over the last division in the AFC, the AFC West. Kansas City Chiefs, overseas, week 1. Los Angeles Chargers, I have them with a loss. Week 2, Philadelphia Eagles, they're home. I have the defending champs beating them. Week 3, and mind you, I love the NFL because it's the things I see that most people don't, right? Just look how NFL just throws things around. And unfortunately, this is where I can say y'all boys be looking less scripted. The Chiefs faced the Eagles in the Super Bowl the first time the Eagles lost, right? Boy put on the best performance of his life. 370 something yards, 4 touchdowns. Eagles went crazy. Defense just couldn't handle the Chiefs, right? All right, we get that. Do you all know? It's almost like this rematch was meant to be. Do y'all know the Eagles and the Chiefs didn't play each other at all since the time that the Eagles lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs? 2 years went by, not one single game in the regular season at all. Not one. They win the Super Bowl, right? Because why? They didn't want that rematch to be sullied with a regular season matchup. They wanted that rematch to be exactly what it was in the Super Bowl. And all of a sudden that the Eagles did beat them in the Super Bowl. Now we got the Eagles and Chiefs week 2 in the regular season. NFL, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. It's okay now. Y'all need to stop it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, week 3, we got the New York Giants away. That's a win. We got week 4 at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens is a win. Week 5, Monday night on the road against Jacksonville is a win. Week 6, Sunday night. They got 2 back-to-back night games. Detroit Lions actually have them losing that game, literally because they're playing they got Monday night and then next week Sunday night. A lot of primetime games. A lot of primetime games can actually get to you. Week 7, afternoon. Let's see. Las Vegas Raiders is a win at home. Week 8 at home against the Commanders is a win. Week 9, right before the bye week, they got Buffalo on the road, so that's a loss. Week 11 after the bye week, on the road against Denver, that's a loss. Week 12 at home against the Colts is a win. Week 13, Thursday night away against the Cowboys is a win. Week 14, Sunday night at home against Houston is a win. Week 15, home against the Chargers is a win. Week 16, away against Tennessee is a win. Week 17, Thursday night at home against the Broncos is a win. And week 18, away against the Raiders is a loss. And with that being said, we have the Kansas City Chiefs sitting at 11-6 right now. Not bad. They actually have they have a pretty balanced schedule. They have a pretty balanced schedule. I mean, I have them losing to tough teams. I have them losing to Philly. I have them losing to Detroit, which they might not lose to that game. Detroit could actually lose that game. Buffalo. Yeah, so outside of the division, there are hard teams that I have them lose to, Buffalo, Detroit, and Philly. The other losses are their division. All right, so not too bad for the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, next up we have the LA. Next up we have the LA Chargers. All right, week 1 overseas against the Kansas City Chiefs is a win. Week 2 Monday night on the road against the Chargers. Against the Raiders is a loss. And that's the thing. I think the Raiders are going to come out. I even think the Raiders are going to come out like how do I have them coming out? Pretty balanced. They're going to be pretty balanced coming out, and then they're going to hit a tough road. Week 3 at home against the Broncos is a win. Week 4 away against New York is a win. Week 5 New York Giants. Week 5 at home against the Commanders is a loss. Week 6 away against the Dolphins is a win. Week 7 at home against the Colts is a win. Week 8 Thursday night at home against Minnesota is a win. Week 9 away against Tennessee is a win. Week 10 Sunday night at home against Pittsburgh is a win. Week 11 morning game away against Jacksonville is a win. So between week 6 and week 11, they have Miami, Indianapolis, Minnesota, Tennessee, Steelers, and Jacksonville. That is a handful of wins. And like the one loss they can have in that situation is Pittsburgh if they've gotten their situation together by week 10. You know what I mean? But outside of that, in the first 11 weeks, the Chargers only have 2 losses, the Raiders and the Commanders. All right, they got a week 12 bye week. Week 13 in the afternoon against the Raiders is a win. Week 14 Monday night again at home against Philly is a loss. Week 15 away against Kansas City is a loss. Week 16 away against Dallas is a win. Week 17 at home against Houston is a win. And week 18 away against the Broncos is a loss. So I have the Chargers at 12-5. That could change depending on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because they got a pretty easy schedule. I mean, they're playing against the Giants, they're playing the Dolphins, the Colts, the Vikings, Tennessee, Steelers, Jaguars, and then their division. And they got the Cowboys and the Texans. Like, maybe the Cowboys could sneak a win late in the season against them. That's the only other loss I kind of see. But no, they have a pretty easy schedule. So 12-5 for the Los Angeles Chargers. All right. Next up, we have who's going to talk about that? We got the Raiders. Okay, week 1 away against the Patriots is a loss. I think the Patriots are actually going to have a really good year this year. I think I have them going 10 wins this year. They'll be number 2 in the division. Monday night week 2 against the Chargers is a win. Week 3 away against the Commanders is a loss. Week 4 at home against the Bears is a win. Week 5, and that might be a win because the Bears, if they're anything that I think they're trying to be this year, they could actually win that game. But right now, I'm giving the Bears a loss against the Raiders. Week 5 away against the Colts is a win. Week 6 at home against Tennessee is a loss. Week 7 away against Kansas City is a loss. They have an 8-week week 8 bye week. Week 9 at home against Jacksonville is a loss. Thursday night and week 10 against the Broncos is a loss. Week 11 Monday night at home against Dallas is a loss. Week 12 at home against the Browns is a loss. Week 13 away at the Chargers is a loss. Week 14 at home against the Broncos is a win. Week 15 away against Philly is a loss. Week 16 away against the Texans is a loss. Week 17 against New York Giants is a win. Week 18 against the Kansas City Chiefs is a win. So right now I have the Raiders going 6-11. They have a pretty tough schedule. They could possibly win the Texans game or the Cowboys game. That might be one extra win, and maybe Tennessee, maybe. But I think Tennessee with Cam Ward is going to be just a little bit better than the Raiders with Geno Smith. And I'm a big Geno fan. Y'all know me. Y'all know I like to compare Mr. 29 touchdown MVP Josh Allen, Mr. What was it? 2,900 passing yards Josh Allen to over 4,500 yard passing Geno Smith. Yeah. I think highly. Top 10 quarterback Geno Smith. I think highly of him. Right. He's in the top 10. Josh Allen is not. And Josh Allen was MVP. We're going to have some fun this year, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm telling you. I'm checking. I got him winning 12. I got Josh Allen winning 12 games. Okay. What does that mean? He should be in second or first place in that division. I mean, in the AFC. He should be in second or first place in the AFC. He should at least have home field advantage up to, if not, the AFC Championship game. If I don't see Josh Allen in the Super Bowl this year, I'm going crazy. And I'm not defending him at all. Oh, no. I'm defending everybody else who deserved to be there, not him. I'm sorry. I've had enough of Josh Allen losing that I just don't see where y'all see he's winning. So, personally, I hold higher regard for somebody like Geno, who's literally staying in the top 10, even with a bad season. But no, Josh Allen had 29 touchdowns and 2,900 passing yards, and he's MVP. He is 14th, 15th best at quarterback. Okay, he's in the top 20. But then you got somebody like Lamar Jackson, who is in the top 10 at quarterbacks, who is number 20 at running back. So he is literally in the top 20 in two different categories. Josh Allen is MVP. No problem. Anyway, I had to get my little slander out. Anyway, Raiders right now are going 6-11. They should be in last place in that division. Again, I don't see much winning coming out of this team with Geno Smith. I just don't see it at all. He's a good quarterback. I give him that. And he had a good stint with the Seahawks. I give him that. I'm not giving more than that. Not with another team. I get it. It's the same coaching, but you don't have DK Metcalf anymore. There's a lot of security blankets you don't have anymore. You have no receivers over there. None. So, good luck. All right. Last but not least, we have the Denver Broncos. It is hard to play in Mile High City. I'm telling you. And with their record, I think they're going to make it that way. All right. So, for the Denver Broncos, we have Week 1 at home against Tennessee. Against the Tennessee Titans is a win. Week 2 afternoon game away against the Indianapolis Colts is a win. Week 3 away Chargers is a loss. Week 4 Monday night at home against Cincinnati Bengals is a loss. Week 5 away against the Philadelphia Eagles is a loss. Did you look at this? Look at week 4 through week 6 of what the Denver Broncos have to deal with. They are about to put this sophomore through the freaking ringer because they know he's gonna be great. He's got to play the Chargers. They have to play a hardball defense. He's got to play Cincinnati and that crazy offense, and then they got to play Philly and just the Super Bowl champs. That is weeks 3 through 5. Good luck, Denver. It's gonna get right. It's gonna be rocky. But then week 6 overseas against the Jets. That's a win. Week 7 afternoon game at home against the Giants. That's a win. Week 8 home against the Dallas Cowboys. That's a win. Week 9 Away against the Texans, that's a win. Week 10, Thursday Night Football at home against the Raiders, that's a win. Week 11 at home against Kansas City, that's a win. Week 12 bye week. Week 13, Sunday night on the road against the Commanders is a win. Week 14, away against the Raiders is a loss. Week 15 at home against the Packers is a loss. Week 16 at home against Jacksonville Jaguars is a win. Week 17, Thursday night against Kansas City is a loss. And that's a away game. Week 18 at home against the Chargers is a win. And that gives the LA Chargers a record of 11-6. They could lose to they could win that Packer game. That's what they could win that Packer game and give them 12. But they could also lose to either the Texans. Do I have beaten the Texans? No, I haven't beaten the Texans. They could lose to the Texans and or the Cowboys. So that middle of the schedule could be tricky for them. But if they hold still, Denver Broncos could finish off strong with 11-6 record. And they have the weaponry, they have the offense, they definitely have the defense to do it. So that would put them in, what is that, second place? Third place, because the Chargers are at 12-5. Vegas is at 6-11. Kansas City is at 11-6, and Denver Broncos 11-6. So somebody is going to have to win a tiebreaker in this division, to basically meaning somebody's going to have to win 2 division games, and I don't know who that's going to be. Between those 3 teams, I really don't know who it's going to be. There's no way to predict that kind of outcome. We have no idea of injury reports right now. We have no idea of if a person's hitting a slump right now. There's a lot that goes into, can this team lose or win twice against another team? You know what I mean? So once we get more, once we get more information, this is what it is. This is the prediction. That's all pointed for prediction. Now, as the season gets going, we will see how the prediction obviously holds up. That's where we're going. All right. So we are in the beginning of June. We are right on time, right? The next 4 weeks, all dedicated to the NFC conference. All right. The NFC conference, because people, when this is done, it's time to get cracking. It's time to get cracking. Okay. When this is done, we're going to find out who coach overall has at number 1 and who coach overall has. And don't you ever put this person on your team. Yes. Fantasy football rankings are almost here. We are a month away, people. A month away. We about to get it cracking. Teddy, I ain't forget about you. It ain't time yet. We are a month away from getting this fantasy thing rocking, baby. Yeah. What's our rule? What's the rule? What's coach's rule? Who remembers what coach's rule is? Do not, and I repeat this till I die, do not draft any team in fantasy football that's not a dynasty league before preseason ends. Because every single last one of you that sit here just get so antsy to draft end up with half of your roster on the injury report because they all got hurt during preseason. No, there's a whole bye week before week 1. That is draft week, official. Don't draft before then. Do not do it. You can mock draft all you want. I don't really see the point of mock drafting because you're not going to get those players. Not all of them. Mock draft is a lie. Mock draft is just a way for you to keep that app active. What you need a mock draft for? You don't know who you want? And if they got taken, you don't know who you're going to take behind them? You need a mock draft to tell you that? You need paper, pen, and your brain. Half the time a computer can do that for you. You don't need that. You don't need no mock draft. Mock draft is like a bootleg AI. No, thank you. I'm sorry. It's all randos. It's all auto pick. It's the look in your eyes when you've done 25 mock drafts, knowing damn well you getting this pick. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have no idea what your pick gonna be. You tell me, Matt, your pick is number 9 in a 14-teamer. Y'all are done. Y'all are done. You say, Matt, you the number 3 pick in an 8-man, 10-man league. I might be done. I don't like that. That's too high. That's too high for me. That's too much value for one pick. Let me draft at the back end. Oh, I get the picks back there. But that top four, I don't think I've won a championship being the top four pick. I've come in the playoffs, but I don't think I won a championship being the top four. Every championship that I've won in fantasy football, I think that I've won picking 7 or later. 5 and 6 are the worst. You doing that but getting average players throughout the entire draft. If you were drafting 5 and 6, you're done. You're not going to win anything. You might not be in last place, but you're just going along for the ride. I tell you that much. All right, everybody. So today was an awesome show. I really appreciated everybody that tuned in today. Again, we have a lot coming up. We have 4 weeks of the entire NFC. Please make sure everybody is here do it by order. We're going to go NFC North, NFC South, NFC East, and NFC West. That's how you look at it. Well, it's the NFC East. The NFC East is going to be the biggest one. Why? Because the entire network that runs us is NFC East fans, except for the Giants. But we got Cowboys in this network. We got Eagles in the network. And we damn sure got some Cowboy fans in this network, boy. Yes. The Cowboy fans are the best. I tell you that much. Because they believe in nothing. They believe in nothing. I don't know what it is they believe in because it ain't Dak. And Dak you trust not. I'll probably tell you that. Oh, Coach is on the wire today. But look, the NFC East one, that show, that's going to be the third show out of the NFC conference. That is going to be a big one because it might be long. Because again, it's not going to just be me talking. It's going to be a panel of NFC East fans. It's going to be loud. It's going to be. I might even have to have Dave on there as a moderator just to help me. Because it gets when NFC East football fans get to talking, it's long. We're gonna be here all day. I don't care what you say. Why, especially now that Washington got a quarterback, Boss Man Joe gonna be at the top of the list, ready. Oh, he gonna be ready. I'm sorry. So guys, stay tuned. Again, it's gonna be the NFC North first, the NFC South, then the NFC West, and then we finish off with the NFC East. Then we finish off with the NFC West. And then when that is done, it's right into the FFC fantasy football rankings. My rankings, not ESPN, not NFL. My rankings. Nobody else's rankings. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and type all this crap myself. I'll be here all day. No, I go pull the names from the people that got the names from NFL. I pull their names down. I pull their charts down, and I take my name or my pen. No, you go up here. You take your behind way down here. Ain't no way hell I'm drafting you top 10. Is you crazy? That's what Coach does. I iron all that out for you, and then I come on in here and I tell you what to do. And if you don't listen to what I tell you, then guess what you're gonna do? Lose. I said stay away from Chris Olave. Get me wrong. I had him ranked higher than Drake London due to the fact what they had, and I'm not going through all that again. But I also said stay away from him. I can't drop him down. It's not that his numbers do not allow you to drop him. Doesn't mean you have to take him. The numbers can be honest, but the player is no. Like I told you, there was so much going on in New Orleans. You don't want Chris Olave. You don't. I told you not to take Alvin Kamara. Not with your first 3 picks. You took him in the 6th round. That was gold. That was gold. Okay, but not your first 3 picks. No, he is not a top 3 pick anymore. That's been gone. Okay, so this is the stuff that Coach sits here and tries to iron out for you. Anthony Richardson should never be on your roster. He can't do nothing but work at the 20-yard line. Joe, you had Anthony Richardson and you had Chris Olave. So when we go back through these rankings, I'm going to tell you based on why I can't drop it. It was the same as Bijan Robinson his rookie season. I had Bijan Robinson in the first round, and what did I tell you? Do not take him there. Do not let somebody else have him. But based off what his potential was as a first-round draft pick, The fact that he already coming in as a rookie was going to be about 80% of that offense, but they were only going to win about 7 games. No, you can't keep that. You can't draft that number 1 because 7 games will not be enough to give you fantasy numbers for a number 1 running back with nothing else but himself. What happened the second year? What did I say? Take Bijan Robinson with your number 1 draft pick. Bijan Robinson, I think, was 3rd in running backs in fantasy. I think he finished with 1,400, 1,500 rushing yards. Granted, it wasn't Derrick Henry's or what's his name up there with it. He was number 3 because I had Jahmyr Gibbs, and I didn't take Jahmyr Gibbs with a top 2-3 pick. I took Jahmyr Gibbs at number 8, 9. I think it was my 9th pick. So he's my first pick, but I was drafting 9. Jahmyr Gibbs. If I was drafting 2 or 3, it would have been Bijan. I would have hated it, but better value up there for what he was going to. What did I tell you? Better quarterback, right? Better receiving situation, right? Better defense, right? They can run the ball because they have Bijan, right? And Atlanta looked good, didn't they? Till they started making stupid decisions. I don't know. But regardless of the fact, that's my point. That is the stuff that I tell you. First year, no, he is that, but he won't produce that. Second year, he is that, he will produce that. Third year, yeah, draft Bijan Robinson in the top 5. Bijan Robinson is a top 5 running back, absolutely. So stay tuned. That was by the way, that was a little coach snippet. Okay, take that with. Coach gave you a little freebie. All right, but stay tuned. Again, each week we're going to finish off these schedule predictions, and we're going to jump right into these fantasy rankings, and then it's time to draft, baby. We are almost there. We have 90-something days left of football until football is here. I'm excited. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Whoever tuned in today, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Coach loves you. I appreciate you. Just tune in next week. We're going to keep this thing rolling and keep this thing banging. And Coach is going to keep being Coach. I love you guys. Coach is out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.